Hello guys, welcome to another tutorial section with Emmy John. Last time we were talking about the rules of the diminished 7 chords, and today we'll be focusing more on the chord substitution. So without wasting some more time, let's sharply dive into the tutorial. So what is chord substitution? In my WhatsApp forum on Wednesday, we're exploring what is chord substitution and the little introduction under that. And today, basically, I'll be taking it over from there. So chord substitution is simply a process of taking a chord and replacing it with another chord, but yet not losing its harmonic value or content, but yet it just expands the chord and fattens up the progression and make it more colorful and more interesting. Example, instead of playing just a 1 chord, a 4 chord. In chord substitution, we look at fattening up the chord by using other chords related to the chord. So in this subject today, in this subject matter of today, I'll be focusing more on the mediant chord substitution. Somebody may ask, why mediant, or what is mediant chord substitution? In every structure of the chord, the third note is always called the mediant. So if I'm in the key of C major, the third note, which is E, becomes the mediant. That's where we get the chord called Mi. So in solfa notation, we call it Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do, Do, Ti, La, Sol, Fa, Mi, Re, Do. So it's called the mediant. Example, on the key of F sharp or G flat, its mediant will be B flat. Therefore, we have. So that's it. So let's sharply dive into the course curriculum for today officially. I will not be making this video so long, but I've discovered something over time which I want to share with you. When working with the chord substitutions, it sounds so basic, it sounds so simple, it sounds too ordinary, but trust me, it's the secret that will spicy up your chords, especially as a beginner as we are. If you want to spicy up your chord, what we need to understand, or what you need to personally understand, is the chord substitution, because you can't do without it. In jazz, there are 5 types of chord substitutions, which in future lessons I hope to explore more on. But today I'll be focusing just on one, which is the mediant approach. Okay, so let's go. Over the 1 chord, on my left hand, I'll be using the octave chord called power chord. It's simply a process of playing the same chord, doubling the roots. So whereby I have a C repeated with another C. And then I have the 5 of the chord on my left hand. So thus I have this. So that's it. Then you descend. Before I continue, I've discovered something. Many of you watch my tutorial but don't click the subscribe button, and it's not really advisable for you, because without clicking the subscribe button, you are not showing me that yes, you really value or you appreciate what I'm doing. So why not click the subscribe button right now, and let's take it further from here. Thank you, and so much I appreciate. Okay, so on my right hand chord, the mediant is the 3rd note. So therefore, in inversion, each chord can be inverted 3 times or 3 ways, especially when it comes to triad. The word triad simply means 3-note chord. So when I'm holding down a 3-note chord, it can be inverted 3 times. I will do a course later talking about inversions. But believe me, for chord substitution to work, inversions must take full effect. Why inversion? Inversions determine the color and the peculiarity of the way your chord will be fattened up. So that is it. Example will be this. Same chord. If you discover something, you discover that I was using different inversions, but yet still playing the same chord. How? Over the 3rd chord, we have this. because the 1 is always a major, minor, E minor on my left hand. And E minor over the 1 just is an extension, so it gives us a major 7 chord. So it gives us C major 7. So therefore we have this. If we invert it, just taking the root up, we have the first inversion. We take it up again, we have the second inversion. So same thing goes for all the other chords. Inversion is simply a process of taking the root note and taking it, changing the position, taking it to the note higher, but yet not changing the notes that make up the chord. Only the root note changes. So example, if I'm holding this, I take away the root note, which is E, take it to an octave higher, I have this. Take it up again. So it means that if this has inversion, it means that this also has inversion. Means that this also has inversion. Same thing. Same thing. Finally, this. So that is how it works. So as a musician who wants to understand chord substitution, your inversions must really play a very huge role, because it determines how fat, how interesting your chord harmony, will sound. So one more time again. So over this, the simple exercise is this, is to use this chord and move it down the diatonic order that is in our structure. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la, so, fa, mi, re, do. So using the first form, I have this. And this is just one position. What if I change the position again? So I have this. This is the second position. What if I change the position again? I have this position, because from this we have this, and then we have this. So begin to move it up again. So this is it. So therefore, one more time again. So it simply means just using the 1 and the third. And then the third should be inverted in different forms, yet still respecting the 1. So therefore, when I'm holding the 1 on my roots, I can have this inverted to have this, inverted to have this. And then I use each of them to create the structure. Each of them to create the structure. Each of them to create the structure. And it gives different colors. So it means that whenever I'm playing a song that is on the 4, the third of the fourth should be the 6, which is La. So the third for Fa is La. So over this chord, what do I do? Over the fourth, I use the 6. And therefore, we have talked about inversions. Pick any of the inversions you feel that is more suitable for you and apply. So I could use this first, because this is just the 6 chord. I could take it up again. I could take it up again. But oftentimes, I usually prefer this. One more time again. So I'm doing hallelujah with chord substitution. So I'm doing just this. Same approach. One more time again. So that is. So I'm just voice leading it, but making sure that my voice leading becomes my middle hand and it's no longer on top. So I'm just in. So this is where trills, grace notes now become very interesting. So when I play, I do stuff like this. Yet I'm still respecting chord substitution, but I'm just spicing it up with grace notes. So I do like this. One more time again. So don't forget, every third works with the 5. So it's still the third of it. 1, 2, 3. But I'm just spicing it up. Normally this is a chord. I inverted it and I inverted it. So I have this. I'm just in. So one more time again. So that is how actually chord substitutions work. My assignment for you is this. I want you to take it around all keys. Around all keys. There are a lot of exercises under it, but I will just give us maybe basically one or two. But the first one I will advise is this. Take each of the chords and then move them in different inversions and see the different colors it gives you. Then pick a simple song that you like and then try to approach it with it. So I could do what song would I use? I was working on a progression today that gave me this, so I could do this. So I could do Re Fa Mi Do Ti. So I'm just in Now You Be God, Almighty God. So I'm just in Now You Be God, Almighty God. Chord substitution. How? For the 2, I'm using the 4 by this inversion. For the 4, I'm using the 6, which is the third again of it. For the third, again, I'm using the 5. But you see, could you see here now? So inversions is what is making its size more interesting. So what I would advise today is take your time, work on chord substitutions, the mediant approach, first approach. Next week we'll look at another approach. But today we're looking at just the medians, which is the third of each chord. Begin to use it to spicy up your chord. Begin to form movements. Yeah, so yeah. Again. So don't forget, what am I doing here? So you know that for the 6th chord, the third is the 1. Because this is it. So I'm doing the 1. But instead of doing this, I'm taking another inversion. So the secret basically is just your inversions. So the chord substitution is very, very important. So many of the times, the big approach chord you want, the spicy movement you want, is just found under the simple approaches that you have left out. So my advice is work on your chord substitutions, the mediant approach, very well. Use it to harmonize song, begin to create feelings under them, and begin to find your playing, begin to change level, begin to improve, and begin to sound more richer and more interesting than you could think of. Thank you so much. And if you have questions, please drop them on my comment section. And please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Thank you.